Oh my days. What an extraordinary night. After last night, we didn't think it was possible. Our guests, Tim Sherwood, Curtis Davies, they didn't think it was possible. But it's on. We've got an all-English final after a Lucas Moura hat-trick. It is an incredible night again for English football. So Mauricio Pochettino has done it, and they now face Liverpool in the final. So how will Jurgen Klopp feel about facing English opposition?
Incredible. Go 2-0 down and keep going, keep plugging away. Get the goal back after 55 minutes and then it was the momentum just shifted. You just felt it. You just knew it was going to come. But I didn't expect it to come in that dramatic fashion there in 95th minute, over 95 minutes. But wonderful pass there from Dele Alli at the right time. And Lucas Moura was outstanding. He's been unbelievable in the last few weeks. No, it's brilliant, and it's brilliant for the Premier League and for English football, because I believe we're going to see 2 European Cup finals of all English.
Oh, really?
Europa League. I think Chelsea and Arsenal match up in the Europa League, and Liverpool, obviously, and now Tottenham in the Champions League. So it's a great advert for English football, and it's a brilliant night for everyone concerned at Tottenham.
Curtis, give us a nice, reasoned, unemotional like Tim, analysis. How did they do it tonight?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, because Ajax, I know a lot of people said, they've got more of a chance against Ajax because obviously it was Barcelona, Liverpool going up against, and also the score deficit. But Ajax have been good. They've knocked out Real Madrid, they've knocked out Juventus in this competition, and this time they actually had a 1-0 lead. So you thought Ajax, they go 2-0 up, you thought game over, that's it. They'll keep the ball, they'll see it out. But Tottenham, second half, right in their faces, fed the big man, old school. Yeah. They got it into the half, fed it into him and fed off of him and really well. And obviously Lucas Moura gets the 2 early goals. But again, we thought Tottenham were going to score a third, but to see it in the 95th plus minutes is unbelievable. And like I say, yesterday I was gobsmacked. And now I'm even more gobsmacked. Not that it was a bigger performance, but the fact that it's happened twice with English teams, and to have an all-English Champions League final was amazing.
I mean, in a way, it's almost ironic that against such gifted technicians, and you were saying it as well, lump it, and that's what brought them their reward.
Well, they're not used to that. In their domestic league, they're not used to a big centre forward and just hitting him from all angles, and that's what Tottenham did. There's no shame in that. If they continue to play the way they did, they would have got picked off by Ajax, but they couldn't handle the big man. Llorente had come on, they were making runs off him, they were hitting the ball up to him, and Dele Alli was running beyond, Lucas Moura was running beyond, they were winning the second balls and they were pinning Ajax in. And I hate to say it, because it's not always kids who make mistakes, but the lack of experience in their side has cost them tonight. Right at the death, and it's cost them. The goalkeeper, the young goalkeeper, took so long over a goal kick, and the referee added more time on. If he didn't take liberties like he did, then the whistle would have been gone and the game would have been over. But he just over-elaborated, and the very experienced German referee weren't having none of it, and he punished him for it. But they had opportunities to kill the game off, take the ball to the corner. They were trying to score another goal, and credit to them, because for us it's a great spectacle. We want to see teams who want to win. There wasn't no spoiling for either team. There was no spoiling there tonight. But I'd have to say, over the 2 legs, they're going to be disappointed. Did they deserve... The people who go through deserve to go through. Tottenham deserved that in that second half performance, the way they pushed, the way they showed the character after going 2 goals down, 1 goal already down from the first leg. You got to hand it to them. They deserve it. They deserve to be in... June the 1st, they'll be in the Champions League final against Liverpool.
Yeah, they had to ride their luck at times. Obviously, Ziyech late on had 2, 1 just past the post, 1 hit the post, and 1 fantastic save from Lloris. So it seemed like it was meant to be. After that, like I say, that third one where Lloris makes that save, you think Tottenham have to do it now. And I'm still, like I say, my heart's still pounding the fact that it's happened. And I just think what Tim was saying about, the young inexperience of killing off the game was one thing, and it's also that sort of panic that they conceded 2 quick goals and they didn't know what to do with each other. They were arguing, they were a bit petulant with one another, rather than sort of coming together or having one calm in the head that was going to say, listen, all right, calm down, we do what we do, and we'll get another goal, or they're going to run out of steam. But there wasn't that. We were saying that they were getting into shape where they were being defensive, but they were passive. It's like doing team shaping training. Like they were getting back into positions, being mannequins. So they were in positions, but as soon as Moore or whoever moves off them, they just let them go. So there was no point in them being deep. They might as well have carried on getting right up against them, but they didn't do that. And in the end, like I say, Lucas Moura has taken the game by the scruff of the neck and done it for Tottenham.
Was it just straightforward lack of experience that meant they didn't have game management?
Yeah, because game management comes from experience. Ultimately, obviously, they've got older players in the team. The likes of Tadic, who's slightly older than obviously the rest of them.
Blind.
Is he? Yeah, Blind. But are they the two that are really going to be grabbing people by the scruff of the neck to say, listen, do this, do that? I don't know their characters personally, but I can't imagine that from them. Yeah. But like I say, for them to have got this far was a massive, massive achievement. Everyone saw it as, oh, yeah, you know, they've got nothing to lose kind of thing. But when you're 2-0 up in that second leg and 3-0 up on aggregate, to throw it away like that against Tottenham as well, with all due respect, if it was Barcelona or Real Madrid, people said, oh, yeah, we expected it. But Tottenham as well, having no Harry Kane and all the injury problems they've had, the fact that they've managed to come back tonight is fantastic.
Yeah. It's one of those questions that are difficult to ask and for it to sound right. It's not meant to be cynical, and it is respectful. But did Tottenham win that, or did Ajax lose it?
No, Tottenham won it.
Yeah.
They took it to them. Ajax played all right in the game. You know, I thought they did well. You know, they play their way. They don't change for anyone, and credit to them for that. But it's cost them in the end. In the end, you need a little bit of gamesmanship, and they never had it. And we talked about the experience of Danny Blind. He was too preoccupied of getting bullied because Llorente weren't pulling off on Delete. You know, the big monster centre-back there, he was staying away from him. He was just pulling himself on Danny Bling, and he was pulling him all over the place. He bullied him, and he couldn't cope. You know, so we're talking about him calming down the young boys. He was too preoccupied of getting ragdolled by the likes of Llorente. Yeah. So it was no, they deserved that, Jeff. They really do deserve that, and full credit to them. And you know, the guy who's carrying the match ball home with him, Lucas Moura, he might not play in the final. Yeah, that's a footnote. He'll be ready for that, Harry Kane. So it'll be an interesting team selection.
I mean, the other things as well, and it's not patronising. Bear in mind, Ajax had to qualify. Nobody was talking about them. Yeah. Did they almost overachieve getting to the semi-final? Oh,
definitely. With the teams they've come up against, sometimes you can go through cup competitions and get the rub of the green, so you always get the favourable draw. But Real Madrid, champions 3 years on the spin. Juventus, who, after Real Madrid went out, were favourites. It's no way a mean feat that they sort of they punched above their weight, yes, but they deserve to be there today. And like I say, I don't think there was much expectation at the beginning of the year, but with the players they've got and now everyone knows them as always household names, they're going to be pushing on hopefully for themselves in the future.
What sort of achievement is this for Mauricio Pochettino to guide Tottenham with the season, everything that's happened, signings or lack of signings, their first ever European Cup final?
I think it's a magnificent achievement. Can't speak highly enough of him and the group of players there. And you have to say the ownership of the club as well, because if I keep going back to that transfer window when they didn't sign players, if there was players available where Mauricio thought he could have strengthened his squad, Daniel Levy would have let him bring them in. But he didn't think, he had trust in what he had. You know, and this is arguably one of the best seasons Tottenham had for a very long time. If they go on to win it, listen, they've got to win it. You know, no one remembers who finished second in the Champions League. You know, even though you get to a Champions League final, no one remembers the runners-up in cups. You have to go and win it. They're there now. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult against Liverpool, but you have to give them a chance. Tottenham can beat anyone on their day. But that group of players and everyone associated with that club have to take enormous amount of credit because they're giving their fans a lot of joy now.
I mean, he was in tears at the end, Pochettino, understandably. I think he knows the enormity of what he's achieved. Yeah. I mean, as Tim said, you know, not just the back, but the belief and the faith that he's shown. It's a huge achievement to take your club to that competition final for the first time ever. He
said tongue-in-cheek, didn't he, that if I win the Champions League with Spurs, I'll go home. I think he meant like saying, I'll hang up my hat, I'm done, because I don't deserve to do it with Tottenham, with the squad we've had, with the lack of transfers and things like that. Obviously, it was tongue-in-cheek, but now he's actually one game away from realising the reality. It's obviously against Liverpool, it's going to be tough, but Pochettino, the job he's done there, obviously we've always praised him for the way he's wanted to play and the way he wants to do things, you know, the high press and the energy that they play with. But to do that in a team that has had problems with the stadium and then no signings and all the injuries they've had this year, more than any other year, it's just topped it even more, and he's shown his calibre as one of the top managers in the game.
I mean, should they win? I feel sorry for the poor reporter who's got to say to him, so you're going to walk away then?
I think we're right. I mean, he's talking about overachieving to win this competition at this stage of the project, what he's on with Tottenham now. But it would have been an even far greater achievement for the Ajax manager to get there.
Yeah.
You know, with the group of players, with the young lads, what they have there, average age of 24. So we have to give them an enormous amount of credit for getting where they did. Probably that group will now be broken up. You know, there's a lot of interest now it's not many people. When you go and scout in Holland, you have to be very cautious. But when they perform, because it's such an uncompetitive league, Jeff. You know, you go out there and watch it and it's like standing still football. But when they step up to the Champions League elite level and they perform like they've done against some of the best teams in Europe, then you have to stand up and take notice. Hence why they're probably going to lose 3 or 4 of these players to bigger clubs. But Ajax know what they are. They can no longer afford to turn down big prizes for their dual players. So they're going to have to sell them. And they rebuild again. They know exactly what they are, and it's a fantastic model for anyone to want to copy.
Well, we've had our first tweet in of the evening. Very good question, actually. Just why have English clubs improved in Europe?
I don't know, because they've been struggling over the fight to get in the top 4. No one wanted it, it seemed. It's amazing. I couldn't put my finger on it. Obviously, Liverpool have been playing at an absolutely different level this year to they have in recent years. So they've been doing it domestically and in Europe. Man City obviously lost to Spurs in the quarterfinals, but they've obviously been playing at a very high level for a long time. They'll be disappointed they haven't got this far, of course, but I honestly couldn't put my finger on it. With Arsenal and Chelsea, I think the fact that they've actually given the Europa League a go this year. Most years, teams sort of put out a second string
Don't take it
side.
seriously.
Whereas now, because of the Champions League place that comes with it, we could end up with, if Arsenal end up winning it, we could end up with 5 teams in the Champions League next year. And how good would that be for English football?
Well, the extraordinary thing is, as well, it throws up so many questions now, as well. Now, you said, when we were talking halfway through the game, when we were talking to our colleagues at Sky Sports News, you said, I'm telling you now, Liverpool would much rather have faced Ajax. You haven't changed your mind on that, have you?
No.
What will Liverpool be thinking now about Spurs in the Champions League final?
Well, first and foremost, they've still got an opportunity to win the Premier League. So they've got the Wolves game at the weekend. So they can put this one to the back burner. But once they get it out of the way at the weekend, the Premier League, or whether it goes well for them or if it doesn't, it's been a great season for them. But it will count for nothing if they don't win a trophy.
No.
Jurgen Klopp will know that. He know that it's been an unbelievable achievement to get the amount of points what they've done in the Premier League. But if they come away without the trophy and they don't win the Champions League, then it's been a very poor season.
No, you can't say that.
No, it's been a poor season because he hasn't got a trophy in the cabinet.
No, but look at...
but it's all about winning.
No,
when you're a manager
that's not right.
and when you're a player, no one's going to say, do you remember when we finished in the Champions League final, we finished runners-up in the league? Don't happen like that. Where's your medal? Show me your medal. I never show any. I've got a couple of runners-up medals. I never ever tell people I've got a runners-up medal. They don't even know. I won't even show them. I've got a runners-up medal in the FA Cup final as a manager. I wouldn't show anyone. I'm embarrassed by it.
Tell me if you back me up here. Right? I'd argue with them because the improvement on points from last season, the improvements of the quality of their form. So they have bettered last season. Surely you've always got to be better.
Good.
There's only so many trophies available.
But it's a disappointing season because they haven't won the trophy.
You can't call it a failure.
No, it's not a failure. I say it's a failure. I say it's a disappointing season. They haven't won a trophy. They need to win a trophy.
It'll be disappointing at the end in terms of to have got that close. You know, you could end up getting 97 points and losing out in the Premier League. You could get to a Champions League final and lose, but not only lose to a rival in Tottenham, a domestic rival. So that would disappoint them. So in terms of that, yes, but the bigger picture of the whole season, you know, getting to a Champions League final, finishing second with 97 points.
If they finish second,
is a massive, massive improvement. But the talk today was about, you know, the manager of the year. Does it go to Pochettino? Or his stock's going to have risen tonight even more. But does it go to Klopp? Does it go to Guardiola? And the other one was
Nuno.
Espirito Santos. So they're talking about, Klopp should get it whether they win the league or not and whether they win the Champions League or not. And I'm like, it's a massive achievement, but are you saying that that is good enough to be second? And that's where I do agree with Tim, is a club like Liverpool, to get to that stage and finish second in both, I know what he's saying in terms of it's still seen as a slight disappointment simply because they've got that close to it and then failed. Not so much the fact that at the beginning of the season, if you said you get 97 points, finish second.
So would you say then, if they were to come second in both, is it a successful season?
No.
Even with the advances they've made?
Well done. Yeah, they've done better. Obviously, brilliant. They've done better, and they look forward to next season. But the damage, what it would do to them, to dust themselves down and come out and do it again next year, and almost impossible to emulate the points tally what they'd have in the Premier League, but still finish second. No one, like I say it again, Jeff, no one remembers anyone who's runners-up. No one. No one remembers a runners-up. Don't matter. It's about winning, getting over the line first. That's what matters. And I think it'll matter to Liverpool Football Club, and it'll matter to Man City, and it'll matter to Tottenham. They're in the final now. They want to win it. Tell me the last 3 Champions League runners-up.
Well, Liverpool was one of them.
That's the only one we know. But next year, you won't even remember. You know, it's really hard. You can't remember them because no one wants to remember because you want to win. It's all about winning this game. For me, it's all about winning. All these players now, millionaires. In the Premier League, you play in the Premier League, you're a millionaire. You ain't got to worry about life after football if you look after it. But where's your medals? What have you won? Go and win something. That's what it's all about. Because when your grandkids said, what did you win? You said, no, I finished in the top 4, 5 times, and I finished runners-up in the cup 3 times.
I get that. I get that.
Ain't about that. Win something.
But I just think there's a case for saying, if whatever happens with Liverpool, they don't know, might win both. It's been a successful season because of the improvement, the way they've gone forward.
Well, that's the word, improved season. And I think that's what
Which is
Tim's
a success.
But still disappointing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could have been better. It was Juventus and Atletico, by the way.
Yeah, someone just told you in your ear.
We don't think I know. You know me far too well.
We know that. We're on to you.
Now, Liverpool, they've got the swagger right now. They've got the momentum. Tottenham's form currently is poor. Going into the game tonight was poor form. So I don't think I'm sticking my neck out saying that Liverpool will be the bookmakers' favourite for the final. Fair?
Yeah.
Have Liverpool got to be careful, though? This is, in the Champions League, this is a very different Tottenham. Have they got to look at Tottenham in the Champions League, not in the Premier League? This is Tottenham who knocked out Manchester City, the one team that have beaten Liverpool this season in domestic competition in the Premier League.
I think they look at Tottenham as Tottenham. They look at the players. Jurgen Klopp will break down the players, what players can do this, what players can do that. Not really change the way Liverpool do things, but identify their strengths and where they're weak. And that's what he does for every single team. So be it Tottenham in domestic competition, Tottenham in Europe, he won't care. He knows that his side, the side he's put together, again, talking about Tottenham's injuries yesterday, with Liverpool going into that without Salah and without Firmino, and you've got Origi who plays every now and then, still pops up with big goals. Wijnaldum comes on at half-time, scores 2 in 2 minutes. So you're talking about a team that know how to win, know how to get over the line, whoever it's against. So the fact that it's Tottenham, they're more used to them, they know them. Sometimes that familiarity might go against them sometimes because you sort of relax if it almost seems domestic maybe. Whereas the intensity of a Champions League game might be a bit a bit better for them. But at the same time, they've been turning everyone over domestically as well. So domestically, Champions League, I don't think they're bothered. I think Liverpool go into the game believing they can win, and by a lot of the people at home expected to win.
Tactically, what have Tottenham got to do to beat Liverpool?
I mean, listen, the obvious thing is to try and stop somehow the front three. You know, surely Mo Salah and Firmino will be back fit. So it's going to be a shame for Divock Origi, who's took them to the final, and it's going to be a shame probably for Lucas Moura. He won't play. Harry Kane will be back in there. So you would think, if he's fit enough, stop the front three, stop the supply to them. And try and impose yourself on Liverpool. Liverpool, for me, haven't got a weakness. I can't see a weakness. In a one-off game, I think Liverpool are possibly the best cup side out there. I don't see a weakness. I see strengths in their fullback areas. The goalkeeper's top drawer. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk, we know how good he is. He copes with anyone.
Well, you said earlier, you said to me in last night's game, every single Liverpool player played well.
No, I couldn't pick...
Couldn't fault one, could you?
I mean, they were all 9 out of 10. You know, they were all outstanding. And they wasn't phased, was they? They just went... No. They were full-blooded. They were at it. They didn't care. They showed Barcelona absolutely no respect. And it paid off for them. You know, I was sitting there thinking, well, surely Lionel Messi's going to turn up in a minute and something's going to happen, but it just never. And Liverpool never crossed their minds. You know, they were just so calm. The way they went about it. I was so impressed with Liverpool Football Club last night. The whole thing. The good thing for Tottenham is they're not going to have to go to Anfield, because that is 100% the 12th man. I mean, I don't believe that last night could have happened anywhere apart from Anfield. That was such a turnaround. Against a top drawer side on the back of having to watch Man City the night before. So they're in their hotel, both fans and players of Liverpool.
Gets and the 70th minute.
70th minute, and they're watching Vincent Kompany smash one in the top corner. Now, you could argue they're going to feel very, very low going into that game. A little bit flat, the fans. No, nothing of the sort. They just picked themselves up and saying, we believe. They believe more than any of us. I mean... I could not hand on my heart and say I fancied Liverpool to go through last night. I thought they would win the game. I thought they had every chance to win the game, but I just thought Barcelona would get away. But they not only kept a clean sheet, they went and absolutely smothered Liverpool and Barcelona and destroyed them. Destroyed them. They don't know what to do. They had no answer to it.
I'm just thinking, as you say, the other thing as well. Liverpool, a great affinity with this competition. Their history is writ large in this competition. It's Tottenham's first time ever in the Champions League final. And when you don't have that behind you, when you don't have that heritage as a club, in some ways, do you think it will help Tottenham get over the fact that the opposition are so familiar to them? The fact that it's not like they're facing an unknown scenario in a European final. Will that help them at all?
I think it might slightly because of the underdog status, even though Tottenham are obviously a very, very good side. But the underdog status of, you know, Liverpool done this last year. They got to the Champions League final last year. Fair enough, they lost to Real Madrid, but they've done it in recent history. We're not talking about Liverpool, they've got to 9 finals in their history, but we're talking about last year. Just last year, they're in the final. And just this year, they might end up with 97 points. So we'll see it that Tottenham might go into it as the underdogs, which might favour them because everything's going to be on Liverpool. Everything's going to be on Liverpool. For the whole game, it's going to be, can they get their 6th Champions League? And as you spoke about, you know, the fans at Anfield, when they turned up, it's because they talk about them special European nights and everything because of their history. But ultimately, Tottenham can make their own. Tottenham will turn up and not give a monkeys about Liverpool's history. This is our chance now. We've scraped together to get to this final. And if Liverpool believe it's their destiny and it's their history, that's fine. But we're going to try and make our own history for our football club. And for them, it could be one Champions League final and 1 win. OK, last word on this. If we agree that Liverpool will be favourites, but by how much? It's not like Liverpool facing Ajax, is it? By how is it a slight margin? Huge favourites? Slight? Slight margin. They both know each other inside out. I believe they'll go into the game as favourites, Liverpool, no matter who they were playing. But you can't write off Tottenham. I think they have the quality, especially if they get some players fit, and they've got a month to do that now. Tottenham beat anyone on their day. I think they've got the quality to do that. They've got a top manager. I would go just favourites, Liverpool. If they all play to their maximum, Liverpool win. If Liverpool just switch off for a tiny bit, Tottenham will punish them and win the game. I agree with that. If Liverpool are at it, like Liverpool are, they win. They've shown it all season. Whereas Tottenham have got big game players. You know, if Harry Kane does come back, obviously it could see more and miss out. But you've got players like that that could win the game with the one chance you have and then defend for your lives. It's been done this year. So you'll obviously lean towards Liverpool, but I'm not going to write them off. Maybe the name's on it for Tottenham. They were written off in the group stages. No one gave them a chance. No one gave them a chance at the Etihad. 95 minutes. They're out of the competition. VAR. All of a sudden, they're back in it. No one gave them a chance tonight. Well, we fancied them.
But,
Yeah.
you know, they're 1-0 away from home, and then the dying seconds, they just turn it around, turn it on his head. Now they're going to Madrid in the final.
Fabulous. Fabulous stuff.